Hi, I'm Kevin. Today I want to show you how to create your own successful activities business without having the life sucked out of you. So let me ask you a question. What if you could have more money in your life? Wouldn't that be great? Or would you love to have a business that earns what you deserve? Well, guess what? You're in the right place. Who this is for? This is for action takers, people who just want to move on with their life, have a different life, people who are motivated to improve their life, people who want to change their situation. So you're stuck in a job, 40 hours, you just want something completely different. You want less hours and more income. Be prepared to follow a step-by-step system. Who this is not for? This is not for you if you still love doing everything yourself and getting nowhere, or if you love doing what you have always done. This is not for you if you still love spending time working hard, or this is not for you if you like sitting around watching cups of tea go cold. Then what I'm about to share is not for you. Why am I doing this? I am looking for like-minded individuals who want to transform their lives, bring fun and laughter back to our seniors, because that's really missing, and work less than 20 hours a week. That sounds fantastic. Less than 20 hours a week. Earn up to $450 a day working less. That's pretty smart. I don't know if that's you yet. We'll see. In the next 45 minutes, I'm going to show you how to find and implement new activities ideas, how to think outside the circle, how to skyrocket your outcomes and eliminate the overwhelm. Here is why you need to know what I know. I have over 40 years experience in aged care with the programs designed for aged care and preschools. I'm a winner of many aged care and disability awards. I have an award for the best activity idea in Australia and New Zealand. There was a competition going around a couple of years ago, and I put in my activities program or ideas, and they said, we only want one. I said, well, I've got 10. I don't know what, you pick out which one you want. And they said the 10 of them were the best they've ever seen. So I was very happy about that. Major contracts with the Gold Coast and Brisbane councils. So they were contracting me for running music programs and activities for the aged. I'm also author of Awesome Activities Ideas book for seniors. Now this book has lots of fresh new ideas, not the same old, but fresh new ideas for 2018. And I also produced an Awesome Exercises for Seniors DVD. Now this DVD is produced with 5 different exercises, one per day. For example, Tai Chi, line dancing, stretching, pole dancing. One different one for each day. There's nothing for sale today, but if you stay until the end, then I have a gift for you that will dramatically change your results when it comes to getting out of your job. Is that what you want? And a way to have all the questions answered for free. Are you doing things the hard way? Are you frustrated trying to juggle your workload? Trying to keep everybody happy? You are working for someone else with little or no appreciation, low income and limited vacation time. You love what you do, but the time sucks it out of you and makes you wonder if this is the right choice for you. It doesn't have to be this way. Let me tell you the easier way. You'll be working less hours with more income. So that sounds great, doesn't it? Less hours with more income. No meetings or paperwork. That can be documentation as well. You won't need to take work home to reach a deadline. Or you'll be more appreciated. When you start working for yourself, you are more appreciated. People really enjoy what you're doing. You can work your own hours and take holidays to suit yourself. Wouldn't that be great? Now, results are not typical. I don't know you, your program, or how well you can implement what I teach. Most people don't even get around to doing what I teach. Let me now reveal number 1, how to find and implement new activities ideas. Let me tell you an interesting story about how frustrated it is trying to find new ideas. Is that you? You're doing the same thing year after year. You've got your program set and you just go to work and you know it's all there. Blah, blah, blah. Bingo Monday, craft Tuesday, bus trip Wednesday, etc. Just the same thing year in, year out. I am constantly looking for new ideas, something fresh, wherever I go. So I'm talking about my daily life now. So whether it's at home, around the house, or when I'm out shopping, even having a coffee or whatever. So one day I'm having a coffee with my wife, sitting there. My mind never stops. That's what my wife says. I'm always thinking of ideas. What can I improve? And I'm looking at the coffee menu and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I can make a table game out of this. And that's exactly what I did. So from a thought, I looked at the menu, and from that thought, I came up with a game. And the game is similar to Monopoly. It's a paper board with questions around the outside. I reeled it all up, all based around coffee. So I made easy questions. I had a look at what was written down on this menu. I thought, yeah, I can slightly change the questions, make it more exciting. And then for fun, I just stuck the cafe menu in the middle. This was just for my clients, just to brighten the quiz games up a bit more. And of course, you need to be flexible. So I was flexible with it. I wanted to bring it to work the next day and give it a try. I couldn't wait. So I'm trying new activities on the residents and be prepared to alter them as necessary. So you're always gauging to see what's working, what's not. This is so important in activities. I have my activities program set up in the room, ready to go, and always ready to grab another activity if the other one doesn't work. And also, as the clients and residents are coming into the room for an activity, I'm assessing them. I'm seeing what's going on, talking to them. I'm getting a feel, and it'll tell me whether my activity first one is going to work or not. And a lot of times I think, hang on, that's not going to work. So I'm chucking that out. I'm going to plan B because this is where they're at. And everyone's different every day. So this game that I designed the coffee game, turned out to be a roaring success from day one. As soon as I put it on the table, everyone had a lot of fun and laughter. Now there it is, there's the key word, laughter, from this game. So all you need is a little bit of imagination to find activities ideas. So with the coffee game, I noticed it was starting to get them to talk to each other instead of just sitting at the table with a piece of paper with numbers on it. It's so boring for both of us, them and me. Now they're talking about coffee, the ones that they love the best, and it just got the group more excited. After the success of the coffee game, I had another idea of a game based around music. I started with an A3 size sheet of paper because I found that that's the right size. It's a good size to start with. I drew even size squares all around it. Now, again, this is similar to the Monopoly board. Why I chose this size, it's close to size to most board games, so people are used to that sort of size. Bearing in mind the age of the people. So we're working with the fact that many of them have failing eyesight, so I had to make big numbers, big questions. This is the best size to be big enough for them to read and small enough to be portable. So I can pack it up easy, put it in a box, and bring it out the next day. Each square around the outside has instructions, such as move forward or move backwards, and so on. I even make it a bit more chance, a bit more easier for people. I have chance cards on the board. The questions are very easy that are on the board. I chose interesting, simple, relevant questions to the topic. In other words, keep it to the topic. In this case, we're talking about the music game now. Keep the questions at a level that most people would understand about music and know the answer to, and make it a bit of fun. So again, I'm simplifying even for those that have never played music. Then I'll adjust the questions to make that really easy. To make it more interesting, try putting a few pictures and drawings in the middle of the board. Again, keeping the content relevant to the topic. I also put some chance cards. This makes the game a little more interesting and gives the players a chance to advance on the board. Therefore, they get to the finish line quickly, and they really like that. And lastly, I laminate the board to make it more durable, just so I can use it over and over again. And you can make the choice if you want to colour it all in, make it all nice and bright. I just chose to leave this one black and white because I have so many other games that are coloured. Just wanted something a bit different. So always looking to improve your program by testing any new ideas to gauge if the clients are happy. So that's so important to gauge where they're coming from. Now I've got a few pictures here of the games. One's a music game, the Swaggy Man on your right. And you can see I drew a few pictures on the inside. And I've got a chance card square section there. And all around the outside of the board, you can see there's questions that I've put up. And some of the questions are, can you name this note? Can you stand up and clap 3/4 beat? That's really a Wall Street. Most people would know that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Questions are like that, very simple. But the trick is you've got to throw a 6 to start. That's the challenge. And in the middle, there's a larger picture to show you the game. I've got large numbers that they can read easily, and the questions also. So this one relates to, the middle one relates to the coffee game, and it's got number 14, spilt drink, go back to the start. Number 13, manager at meeting, throw a 6. So it's just silly little things like that, but they're funny. And on the left is the actual coffee game that I use. This is part of. So in the center, you can see all the different cups of coffee. And that is really a talking point. Like I said before, everyone's got a favorite coffee. I've got mine there. We all talk about it, either before the game or after or during. It just keeps everyone active, more stimulated. Now here's how to apply this to your situation. Look around you as you're going about your daily life. Be mindful of your surroundings, and you'll start to notice that the simplest things can be used to update your activities program. So for example, using a simple coffee menu to create a brand new game. So I just sitting there having a coffee with my wife, bang, I had an idea. There's a lot of ideas at shopping centres, lots of ideas in shop windows, or even just driving around, just looking around to see what can I do. Remember, if you enjoy doing something, then they probably will too. So introduce them to some of your own interests. You can even make a quiz from your favourite subject. So something that you're interested in, they may very well like to know about it. Just ask them questions related to the topic and see what fun answers you get. Now, just to give you some ideas, just anything that's random. So instead of the old word games and the quiz games and blah, blah, think of something more interesting. And I would say, name all the objects in your kitchen and get them to write that down. What's in your kitchen? That's just one quiz that we would use. So if you enjoy doing something, bring your subject to work and see if they like that. So replace old and outdated activities with fresh new ideas, such as the music game. Don't have the same activity program year after year. So be sure to change your program every month. Now there's the secret there. Every month I change my program. That keeps the residents interested and also you. So it's nice and fresh, every month something different, not the same old, same old.
So before I move on, can you imagine earning up to $450 a day doing what I've just taught you for the aged care industry?
Number 2 next is how to think outside the circle. So before I teach you how to do this, let me tell you about a story about bingo. Yes, we all know about bingo. It's one of the most popular activities in aged care. But I found that the traditional model of the bingo game was producing too many winners at once. I had to think up at something different that's going to work with one winner. Because everywhere I worked, some aged care have money for prizes, other aged care have chocolates, chips, lollies. I don't know where you work, but everyone's got a different program of prizes. So every time I played bingo, I was getting 8 to 10 hands up. Every time the game finished, 8 to 10 hands would go. I thought, this is not right. They're all got different numbers. I don't know how it works. And I thought, no, my prizes are going too fast. So I had to come up with a solution, and I did. I needed a new idea. So I designed Kev's Keno. I called it Kev's Keno, just to make it fun. This is a variation of the bingo, but there's only one winner in any one game. So there's a secret. One winner in any one game. Now, I've tried and tested this for 5 years. 5 years on, only one winner per game. So I don't lose all my prizes and everyone gets to have a chance to win. The other great advantage, or I would call a secret, of the game is that the players can choose their own favourite numbers. Now, this is the big secret. They love doing that because everyone has a favourite number. It can be wedding dates, birth dates, when you got your dog date, any sort of dates. Everyone has their own superstition dates. And I find that they all talk about, yep, this is my favourite number, and this, and again, there's the excitement. It's not sitting in front of a piece of paper with numbers already picked out for them. Nothing better than coming to a board with 80 numbers, and wow, I can choose any number I want. Fantastic. So how do you do it? Well, let me tell you. Firstly, I designed a brand new board using the numbers 1 to 80, very similar to bingo. Then I used the Excel program to create the board. I made each square the same size, and I shaded every second square, much like a checkered board. Now I did that just so it would stand out more. And because we're talking about failing eyesight, I had to think of something that what's going to stand out. I used big numbers and every second square shaded. So each square is numbered from 1 to 80, and the players choose. Now here it is, the secret again. The third secret I'm giving you is 10 numbers only. So they get to pick the 10 numbers only, anywhere on that board, out of 80 numbers. And this is where it differs from the traditional game of bingo, where the numbers are pre-selected, but in Kev's Keno, or for this game, it's not pre-selected. They get to choose their 10 numbers. You want to see the excitement in the room when they can do that for themselves. Now, I also needed a way to draw the numbers out. Now, I've got to call these numbers out, 1 to 80. And so what I found was some little wooden balls. You can use square blocks. I use little round balls. They're wooden ones and they're cheap. I get a packet of, I don't know, about 10 in a packet, which is great. And these are from the cheap variety stores. And so what I did is I got a marker and I put the numbers on it, each one of them from 1 to 80. So I had 80 balls, all in this little container. And then I would draw them out one at a time until we have a winner. I found after some trial and error, this formula creates only one winner every time. Now I'm going to show you the diagram, and this is it here. This is the picture of Kev's Keno. So this is the board that was sitting in front of him. It's about an A3 size, so it's large enough for them to see it. We do have a lot of clients in our group that are semi-blind, have vision impaired, but they can see this because it's large, big numbers. As I said before, every second square is shaded, and they really enjoy the game. A couple of other bingo variations which I've designed is one based around coffee and the other based on fruit. So the fruit game, very similar to Kev's Keno or the coffee game. And again, no idea. So what did I do? I went to the Brisbane fruit markets with my wife just to get some shopping. And I saw this really nice brochure with all the fruits from around the world on this beautiful brochure, all in colour, all named. And I thought, yes, I can make a game out of this, like the Kev's Keno. So I brought it home, and I was lucky enough to have 80 fruit on it. Actually, there was more. I had to cut some off. But I had 80 fruit, all named, big, nice, bright pictures, and it fitted on an A3 size piece of paper. Fantastic. So I didn't have to do anything except put numbers on those fruit. Now, what do you think happened when I turned up the next day with that? Again, they're unexpected. They didn't know what was going to happen. I put this in front of them. What did they talk about? Their favourite fruit. So again, we're getting people talking to each other, next to each other talking. Oh, I don't like that fruit. Oh, I love that fruit. So it's not a boring game again. So just instead of having a number on each square, you can make it more interesting. Use the drinks on the menu, squares on the Keno board, or different types of fruit. It's the same principle as Kev's Keno, but it gives the residents more variety. Now, you're only limited by your own imagination, so think about what you can do with the old activities to create new ideas, something that's fresh and new. Just because they are old and frail doesn't mean they won't like the things you and I would. So always think about, what do you enjoy? Maybe they might enjoy it too. Now here's a diagram picture of the coffee game. Enjoy your coffee with Kev. I called it, so I put it up there with a bit of fun in jest. And all the numbers, 1 to 80. And if you look through there, you can see all the different coffees. And in the middle, I've got 45 as a free coffee. Now, you can use your imagination in this one, how you'd like to use that as a winner. I gave them a free coffee, but you can do whatever you like, change that around. But see the different drinks? My favourite one is number 15, caramelised cappuccino. So before the game starts, I go around the room and say, oh, what's your favourite drink? Everybody's putting their hands up, so I couldn't wait to tell me. And it's amazing what answers you get. But not only coffee's on this board, I put some other interesting things because I'm thinking about coffee with a bit of breakfast, like the ham and cheese croissant, that's square 63, or the orange and almond loaf, the caramel slice on square 61. They will tell you about it. They'll tell you which ones they love. They've all been to the coffee shop with their families. And then we go right down the bottom with half shot, single shot, double shot, triple shot. That brings a lot of laughs, the 75 square. And again, everyone in the room has a different flavour and a different strength in their coffee. But then getting away from coffee, if you look on the right-hand side of the diagram, we've got teas. We've got chamomile tea, peppermint tea, green tea. Everyone went yuck. Tai Chi, the chai is very popular. And just to finish off, if you look up, we've got some really nice coffee fusion, caramelized fusion coffees, mochas. And then we've got to go into the milks. What different types of milk do you like in your coffee? So there you go. There's a game, not just with numbers. It's a talking point. So another idea, thinking outside the circle, I came up with a fishing game. Yes, there's fishing games on the table games, but they're not really effective. I've tried that. I wanted something more physical. And my idea was I wanted the clients to feel like they're actually going fishing, but not leaving the lounge room. How can I do that? Buy a new rod, proper full-size one, with a reel on it, and I replaced the thin line that you can't see properly with real bright coloured string so that the clients can see that. And I still kept the sinker and the weight on it and the spindle, but I changed the hook, of course, to a plastic hook so we don't have any injuries. So there's the start of my game. I've got the real fishing rod, the reel, the string, the hook and everything ready to go. But then I thought, how am I going to pick up fish? So what I did is I got pieces of wood and painted them in all bright colours, really bright, again because of their eyesight, in shapes of fish, stuck them on pieces of wood, and put them in the middle of the floor with a big hook on the top of it. I'm talking a big curtain ring that are large. I put them on top of the piece of wood, and that's how they would pick them up. So I put them in the middle of the floor, again about 30 in my group, in the lounge room, and I would pass the fishing rod around to each person, and they would love it. And the funny thing about it is this fishing game is the women were more interested than the men. They couldn't wait to come to the fishing game activity when I put it on. And also what I found out when I took this to the dementia ward, I put this game in the courtyard. We had it outside. It was a beautiful day one day. I had them sitting out there, coming out of their rooms, and from the very first go, when I put the fishing rod in their hands, a complete change came over them. I don't know, it's just amazing. And they really enjoyed doing the fishing game. So again, it works from all levels, low care, aged care, or into high care dementia. Now, how does this apply to you? Well, let me show you. Change up the old program by revamping activities, as I've done with Kev's Keno. And just try Kev's Keno. Just try some different games. I know everyone has set ways, but just try introduce things slowly. Have a chat to the clients that you're working with, saying you'd like to introduce this new game, and just see how you go with it. Can we please have a trial? So by using your imagination and being aware of the needs of the clients, you'll be able to make any activity interesting and stimulating, such as the example of the games that were mentioned before. So stimulating, this is the big one. Not sitting there bored, and you're not bored because you know what you do every week, but something different. Treat your clients the way you would like to be treated. Don't treat them like preschool children. If you like playing volleyball or any of those sorts of physical games, for example, you can replace the ball with the balloon. Yes, it's a bit more safer, and it makes it a nice indoor game for the residents to play.
And then just before I move on, let me make it clear. You can earn up to $450 a day doing what I'm teaching you here. The aged care industry is only getting bigger and bigger.
Now I'd like to show you how to skyrocket your outcomes and eliminate the overwhelm. This is a story you might find interesting. I spent many years trying to perfect my activities program. So I've been in this game for 40 years. I've seen it all. Some of the changes have been a roaring success. Others have failed dismally. So the most successful improvements have come when I was enthusiastic and excited about the changes. The times when I was only half-hearted about the changes have been the less successful. So coming to work with the full batteries going, can't wait to get to work because you've got a new idea, you've got fresh ideas, you want to try it. And that's, this is getting the enthusiastic going, motivation, stimulation. I've lost a few of my friends and colleagues to suicide over the years due to the stresses related to the job. There is so much paperwork and meetings that take activity staff away from the most important role, which is keeping the residents stimulated and happy. So is that your job? Because that used to be me. 2 hours every day trying to do documentation and fit activities in at the same time. So the residents missed out. Working for yourself means no more meetings or paperwork, but you get more time doing what you love. Now here's a picture of me at my office, 1 hour a day. Got a beautiful beach in the background. This was taken at Caloundra, so I do a lot of travelling, running my business. Would you like to have an office like that? So being successful at anything in life depends on having the right mindset. Having a positive attitude will greatly improve your chances of having a winning formula for your activities. So 80% of success in a business is the psychology. That's by Tony Robbins. And another quote, success is not the key to happiness, but happiness is the key to success. So if you love what you're doing, you will be successful. That's by Buddha. How do you do it? Well, let me tell you. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself time out from planning activities to do the things you enjoy. So that's a big one, isn't it? We really need some time out. So when you get your planning activities up and ready, then you're going to have time. So be patient, because Rome wasn't built in a day. The right program takes time to plan it and implement it, so don't rush it. Be positive. If the activity doesn't go to plan, try something else. Always have plan B and C ready. For example, if you're running a word game and the clients are bored and you can see it's happening, move to something more physical straight away. So you're going from a quiz game to a physical game. Get them out of that boredom. And if this doesn't work, perhaps you could try the music quiz game. Quiz game, guess this song. How we play that is I sit in the centre of the room with a table. And I have all the clients and residents around me. So I have usually 30 to 34 in any one time. And I have a whole stack of CDs. And then what I'll do is I'll play a little bit of the CD, the first one. We've got to guess, what's the name of the song? That's the first thing I do. Please put your hand up if you know the name of the song. Then I go, who's the artist? Who's the singer? Is it male or female? Because sometimes it's hard to guess. And go from there. So it's a quiz game, but it's fun. It's using music. I will play the music out, that song. I won't just stop and start all the time, because it's from their era that they would really love. We're talking good waltz songs and great old singers and things like that. But then also I will throw in some modern stuff, because I'm sure they're aware of it. They watch TV every day and they would hear these different songs. So I use that in the quiz game, and that works really well. Be assertive when approaching the management. Always have a mindset that you are just as important as they are, and you are, and that your time is valuable. So don't be undermined. Look at the end goal when planning an activity. Focus on the result. Have a clear image in your mind of a successful program. So you're walking in with your plan, your program, you know it works, you're confident. Speak to the manager, have a meeting with them and let them know how good this program is. Don't be undermined. Remember, your time is valuable. If you're wondering how you can use this, here's how. You decide how successful you want this program to be. Don't be wishy-washy about this. Think positive, because positive thinking equals positive results. Then take it to the aged care and respite centres. Approach management about running your program and visualise what you want the end result to be. This is what I did. I approached management. I know my programs work. I'm very confident with it. And I already have a meeting with the management and show you this is how it works. They're very happy with it because it's different, it's fresh. Everyone's looking for new ideas now.
I think it speaks for itself. Yes, you could be having fun doing these activities while earning up to $450 a day.
So now I promised that I'd teach you 3 things today. How to find and implement new activities ideas. That's number 1. Number 2, how to think outside the circle. Number 3, how to skyrocket your outcomes and eliminate the overwhelm. So how did I do? Now here's a real opportunity that I see for you. There is an untapped niche in running fresh new activities ideas in hundreds of aged care facilities, respite centres and disability services. And you have the potential to fulfill this, and in the process help change the lives of thousands of clients. So the good news is, it's not about can you do all of this right now, it's about whether you're prepared to follow simple step-by-step instructions on how to do it. What you need to win, you need the right plan, you need the right system, and you need the right help. What now? Well, you've got two choices. You can click away and forget everything I've just told you, but it also means that you go back to your old results. But if you really want things to be different and to change your life in this area, then here is how I can help. Congratulations! Here now is the gift I promised you at the start of this class. I have set aside some time in the next 48 hours to speak to 15 people only about how you can apply these ideas your life starting today. So whatever your biggest problem is, I know how to solve it. Remember, I've been working 40 years in the aged care system. On a 45-minute strategy call, I will help you in 3 ways. Firstly, I will talk to you about your biggest challenge right now. And secondly, I will help you solve it. And thirdly, I will set out a step-by-step plan as to how you can reach your end goal without the burnout and frustration. Who is this for? This is for those who are action takers. This is for people who are motivated to improve their life. This is for those who want to change their situation. And this is for those who are prepared to follow a step-by-step system. If you can say yes to all of this, then I'm happy to help you for free during a 45-minute strategy call. Why do I do this? If you make a connection and you are absolutely positive that I can help you achieve your goals, then you may want to apply to work with me. If it's a win-win for both of us, that's great. But if not, again, there's no issue at all. So click the button you see now. I have a 48-hour window available only for 15 people. On a 45-minute call, I will help you in 3 ways. I will talk to you about your biggest challenge right now. I will help you solve it. And I will set out a step-by-step plan as to how you can reach your end goal without the burnout and frustration. So click the button you see now. We have a 48-hour window available only for 15 people.